Hi guys, and welcome to a new random video. Today is going to be one of those videos where I look at my phone and ignore you the whole time. I'm just kidding. It's a tag video and I need to look at the questions of the tag because there's some interesting ones. They're kind of about childhood. And it is called My Guilty Confessions tag. So let's get started. First question being, what is your guilty pleasure? Dark chocolate. The candy kind? Maybe with a little sea salt and like some caramel in the middle. Oh my goodness. So good. I'm hooked. I can't get off of it. Next is share something you did a long time ago that you're still ashamed of. You see, one time a long time ago I went to this middle school. It wasn't like academically advanced. We were really more advanced in PE for some reason, and that should have been a red flag. Like, no, Kat, you should not go there. But I went to that school anyways, not knowing that every week we had to run like miles, and it was like a race, and it was just too much for my body because I was a little bit chubby. And I was asking my parents, what is something that I could eat, because that was my whole thing, you know, eating food, that will help me run faster, because they kept telling me that, you know, if you eat carbs and pasta before a race, like, it'll help your muscles, like, I don't know how, run faster, you'll have more energy. I don't think they were correct. So we didn't have pasta, but I ate corn dogs for breakfast, thinking that was a bright idea, and no, because if I eat breakfast food sometimes and I'm super nervous, it is not a good sign. So I went to PE. It was my first class of the day with a whole bunch of corn dog breakfast in my stomach. That sounds disgusting anyways, and I ate it with mustard. And after I ran those miles in that race, I started feeling not so good, and I was puking not once, not twice, probably around 3 to 4 times all the way from one side of the field to the girls' locker room. And everybody remembers it. My best friends were laughing at me. Of course, they're not my best friends now. But it was just horrendous. I was puking outside the boys' locker room and outside the girls' locker room, making sure, you know, both genders got a good view of this. And the boys that I liked were like laughing at me. It was horrible. I'm ashamed of that. I wish I never did it. Next question. Let's forget about this one. What is one bad habit you have? And I can never go to sleep before midnight unless I am super duper tired. Rarely. It always has to happen after midnight. My brain just won't knock out. I can't stop thinking about things from that day or the next day, or just, I can't. Reveal one big lie you've told, big or small. And we used to have this gaming room in my house when I was younger, and there was like a pinball machine and an air hockey machine and like a television, and we were like the Ballin family with this like gaming room that we had set up, and all my friends would come over. But there was this random picture my dad had hanging up, and it was a picture of Mimi Bobek from the TV show Drew Carey back in the 90s. And when people came into this room to hang out with me and they said, why is there a picture of Mimi on your wall? I just told them that I didn't know what to do. I just told them that she was my aunt for the longest time, and some of my friends believed me and other people who were smart enough laughed in my face. But for the longest time, years, one of my friends thought she was my actual aunt in real life, and I just made up that lie. I'm weird. Don't understand it. Next question is, what is one silly thing you got upset or angry over? And I get so upset if someone eats my food. Girl, that is for me. Don't touch it. I will put red tape, signs, this is mine, because I used to work in an office, and whenever my brother would eat my food, I would get so angry, but then I have to realize that I could go buy the food. I mean, unless, like, I don't know, Martha Stewart, Oprah, or Paula Deen came over and like handcrafted me some brownies, that's another issue, but I could probably buy whatever food that was at the store. You have to think too, if you're broke and you can't afford another sandwich, that's another issue. You have the right to be upset. Girl, I'm really protective over my food. Next question. Share something you preach but never do. Eat in moderation. Oh my goodness. I never follow that, and I tell people, girl, you don't need to go on a diet, maybe just eat a little less. If people want to be really serious and ask me my opinion about diets. But honestly, if you make guacamole, I cannot do moderation and guacamole in the same sentence and perform it throughout my life. Because if you make guacamole, I will be eating that with a breakfast sandwich for breakfast. I'll be eating it with something with chips for lunch. I'll be eating it with tacos for dinner. Like, I will span it throughout the whole day, making sure every meal includes guacamole because I don't want to get brown and mushy and gross. I want to consume all the guacamole because it is just such a perfect flavor. I don't want it to go to waste. That's just my brain. Am I weird? Next question. Have you ever stolen before? And if so, what? Oh my goodness, when I was a kid, I accidentally stole a steak knife from the Outback Steakhouse because I wanted that awesome blossom. My parents took me there and none of us liked it. And I accidentally put the steak knife in with my to-go container and no one noticed. And I got home and I felt so bad. I almost cried. I told my parents that I was a thief and they just laughed at me and they didn't like the restaurant anyway. So they said, just keep it. My parents aren't probably that great of a parents. Is that bad? I don't know. It's not like we meant it because we didn't like the restaurant. It's just... Next question. Reveal one act of revenge. Oh my goodness, this one's so good. When I was in the first grade, there was this one girl and she wanted to be my best friend, but she was always bossy. She wanted to act like the teachers to everybody, including myself. She wanted to always play house, like the mom and the dad. She always wanted to be the strict mom and never like the kid or something. We had weird games when we were kids. I don't know, maybe all kids play that, but I used to get so mad at her that I would pick up June bugs. When it was raining, all these June bugs would come out. I would get the dead ones and put it on her skirt, no lie. And even at my house, I had this pet snake when I was younger. And I knew she hated snakes, like she was terrified of this pet snake, and it wasn't like venomous or anything. He actually died because these giant crickets we got, we didn't know they had stingers and we gave it to him to eat and they actually killed my snake. But that's not the story. But I would put it under the bathroom door when she locked herself in the bathroom because I chased her with it because she was so mean. She was just so bossy. Next question. Name someone that you used to envy. I can't think of anybody unless they're like fictional in a movie or something. I don't really envy anybody. Even so, I know that's not real even when I was a kid. So that's kind of boring, but no one. Last but not least, mischievous thing you did as a child, and I feel like I've already said one, but this story is good. Have you ever heard of the TV show, the cartoon animation Rocky and Bullwinkle with a giant like moose thing and like this little squirrel? Oh my goodness, we had that giant moose. Bullwinkle, I think he was. Yeah. He came to our school carnival in elementary school, and for some reason I decided to wear a hat that day to get the sun out of my eyes. So the teenage boy, probably, I'm guessing, who was in this Bullwinkle suit, he decided to take my hat and I was so pissed. I'm like, you know what? I don't want these sun rays to like burn my face and you need to give me my hat back. So let me get that. But he was like over 6 feet tall and I was just like a little scrawny 5th grader. So he had my head in his hand. I was like trying to punch him. So I knocked his Achilles heel and he fell down and I was just like trying to sock the living life out of him. Does that make sense? Living life. I was just trying to beat the crap out of this guy. I'm like, you were not gonna mess with me. Maybe I had anger issues as a kid. I don't think so. Who knows? But those are my answers to the guilty confessions tag. So interesting and fun. Back to the childhood days. I definitely tag Graveyard Girl to do this and I tag you guys. All the questions to this tag will be down below in the description. And what I'd like to know today is, what is one very mischievous childhood thing that you did that you may have regretted a little bit? Leave in the comments below. I'd be so interested to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll definitely be seeing you soon with more art and hopefully makeup videos to come. And I love you all. Bye.